Supine, namaste, welcome. Today I'm going to do a short 30-minute class focusing on hip flexibility. So we'll be working with a lot of hip openers. I'll meet you on your mat. So we're going to start in a supine position, lying down on our backs and bring the soles of the feet together. So we're going to lie in Supta Baddha Konasana and just allow the knees to flop out to the side. So we're starting with gentle hip opener as we come to lie on our mats. And then you can slowly recline and just start to connect with your breath. So allow those knees to flop out to the side, placing the hands onto your belly. Close your eyes and just start to focus on your breathing, becoming aware of your natural breath. And maybe just starting to deepen that breath. So try and encourage the breath to be drawn right down to the base of the lungs. Allowing your belly just to rise and fall with each inhalation and each exhalation. Maybe you want to start counting through your breath. So inhale to the count of 6, hold for 2, and exhale to the count of 8. And just keep working through in your own time, connecting to the rhythm of your breath. Now on your next inhalation, we're going to reach those arms up above us. Interlace the fingers and press the palms away from you. Feeling that extension, so you're really pronating the shoulders. And now you can drop the arms above your head, extending into the side body. Inhale and extend a little bit further, and then as you exhale, bring the hands down, placing them on either side of the knees and using them just to support those knees as you come up to a more vertical position. And then we're going to place the hands onto the knees and start to rotate those legs. So just loosening up and warming up our hips. So you can move those legs in an outward rotation and breathe your way through it. Getting into your own rhythm. You can close your eyes, use it as a form of meditation. And now let's change direction, rotating in the opposite direction, easing into it, loosening up those hips. And now you can come to a stationary position, dropping the hands between the thighs, holding onto the balls of both feet. We're going to open up for a happy baby. So just encouraging those thighs to drop down towards the mat. The knees are bent and the soles of the feet are facing upwards. Just hold your happy baby, drawing that coccyx and tailbone down, breathing through it, allowing those hips to gently open up. And now if you'd like an extra extension, let's just start to straighten those legs out. Otherwise, stay in your happy baby pose. And just breathe and hold. Now let's bring the knees back together. You can cross the ankles and start to gently just rock back and forth. And now rock your way up to seated. We're going to come across into our tabletop position. So coming to the center of your mat, finding that tabletop position. Your wrists are stacked beneath your shoulders, your knees are stacked beneath your hips. And then zip up that core, neutralizing your spine. And now let's gently just move into some spinal rolls. So just rolling the body, inhaling as you drop down, and exhaling to complete your circle. Keep moving through it in your own time. You can close your eyes, get into a natural rhythm. Let's change direction. Inhaling and exhaling with each rotation. Just enjoying this gentle spinal warming up. And now we're going to come back to a neutral spine. We're going to move into a little bit of a mobile cat-cow. So inhale to arch your back and gently gaze ahead. Exhale to round for cat, and then drop back down onto your heels into extended child. And then inhale to come up and arch the back. Exhale to round, dropping back down into child. Inhale as you come forward and arch your back. Exhale as you round, dropping back down into child. Inhale to come forward and arch. Exhale, round, and drop back into your child's pose. And now let's just tuck our toes under, lift up our sit bones and come into our first downward dog of the day. So really stretching into your dog. Feel it from the fingertips all the way through to the toes. You're pressing into your palms. You're drawing that chest towards the thighs. The sit bones are elevated. And you're slowly dropping those heels down. Feeling that extension in the hamstrings. Gently breathing into your downward facing dog. And now let's inhale as we roll forward into plank. Coming into high plank, nice flat back, activated core. And then exhale as you bend your knees and lift your sit bones up for down dog. Inhale to roll forward. Exhale for down dog. Inhale to come forward. Exhale for downward dog. Inhale forward. And exhale as we come back into our downward facing dog. Just breathe and enjoy your dog. Now inhale and extend that left leg up, pointing your toe, reaching for the sky in your three-legged dog. Exhale as you bend the knee, drawing knee into chest. Inhale to sweep up for three-legged dog. Exhale as you bring the left knee down towards the left elbow and just hold. Inhale to raise. And this time we're going to draw the knee across the chest, coming across to your right elbow and hold. Inhale to raise. Exhale as you drop down, planting the foot on the outside of your mat as you find your way into your runner's lunge. Holding your runner's lunge position, trying to lift up through the chest, extending through that back. And then you can drop the knee and untuck the toes, sweeping that arm up and over, bending your knee, taking hold of the toes for a little quad stretch. Just hold and release into that quad. And then we're going to return our hand to the mat, taking hold of your left hand, drawing it onto the left knee and just slowly allowing that hip to open up a little bit further as the foot rolls onto the baby toe side. So allow that foot just to roll and really extend into that hip, using the hand as leverage, pressing into that knee. And then you can return the hand to the mat and just drop down onto your elbows. Feeling that extension in the hips, opening up those hips. And now you can return the hands to the mat, tuck those toes under, and move across to face the long edge of your mat as you find yourself in Skandasana or side lunge. So just come to sit in your Skandasana pose, You can leave the hands on the mat if you need them for support. Alternatively, just bring them up to heart center and hold your Skandasana, feeling it in the hip and the hamstring. Now we're going to walk our way across, coming into the middle for Prasarita Padottanasana, our wide-legged forward fold. So heel toe those feet out. The outsides of the feet are parallel to the mat and the toes are facing in. And hold your Prasarita. And now we're going to heel toe those feet in as we come into Malasana, our garland pose. So ease into it and warm up as you rock from side to side, loosening up those hips. And now we're going to come to a stationary position, sinking into those heels, placing the hands into Namaskar, our prayer position, and using those elbows to gently encourage the knees to open up a little bit wider, opening up those hips a little bit further. Holding your Malasana pose. Let's just breathe through it. Keep breathing, sinking the tailbone down, lifting up the back, trying to broaden through the chest at the same time. Dropping those hands back down to the mat, let's heel toe our way back into Prasarita Padottanasana, coming back onto those fingertips, feeling that elongation in the spine. The feet are parallel, and just hold and breathe. Now we're going to walk our way across to the other side, sinking back into Skandasana. Dropping down into your Skandasana, you can leave the hands on the mat for support, or you can bring them up into prayer position. Remembering to keep that extended leg straight with the foot flexed, and activate that kneecap just to support the hamstrings in this pose. And just breathe and hold. Gently coming out of it, we're going to walk our way around to the other side. So heel toe your right foot to the far corner of your mat as you find your way into runner's lunge. Gently gazing ahead, broadening through the chest, lifting up your torso, extending into your lunge. And then dropping down that left knee, untucking the toes, sweeping the left arm up and over, taking hold of that foot for a quad stretch. So ease into it, drawing the heel towards your glutes, feeling it in the quads. And then you can slowly replace the hand and the foot to the mat, taking hold of your right hand and using it as leverage as you wedge that leg open a little bit further, rolling the right foot onto the baby toe side. So feeling that extension on the side, opening up into those hips. And just hold it here, breathing through it. Trying to encourage your body just to give way millimeter by millimeter. Tiny little bits of progress. And then you can place the hands back onto the mat. Try and drop that leg down a little bit further behind you as you lower your torso down, coming to rest on your elbows. And again, just breathe through it, breathing into any tight spaces. And then slowly come back onto our hands, tucking the toes under. Gently going to come back into a lunge and then sweeping that leg up for three-legged dog. Holding your three-legged dog, pointing that toe, trying to gain a little bit as you extend into that top leg. And then exhale, bringing knee into chest and hold. Inhale to raise. exhale, bringing your right knee to your right elbow. Inhale to raise. And exhale as you bend that knee and bring it across the body to the left-hand side. Inhale, three-legged dog. And exhale, dropping back down into your downward facing dog. Drawing that chest towards your thighs, pressing into the palms of the hands, easing into your dog, breathing into your dog. Now inhale and raise your right leg, pointing that leg, coming into three-legged dog, bending that knee, and then dropping the shin down for your half pigeon pose. So settle into your pigeon here, trying to line those hips, finding a comfortable seat. And once you've found your position, we're going to ease into another little quad stretch. So sweeping that left arm up and over, take hold of the left foot and just ease that heel towards your glute. Now let's return that foot to the mat and slowly start to lower your body down, bringing the forehead to rest onto the hands. You can close your eyes here. Beautiful hip opener, a restorative yin pose. One last deep breath here. And now start to walk your way up. And let's just shift our glutes and come into a seated position. So your right knee is bent and your left leg is extended out. Slowly dropping down for a side stretch. So bringing that elbow in towards the knee, finding your position, and then you can slowly extend that arm up and over and drop down. So trying to lift up through the side body, almost trying to draw that shoulder back and really feeling the extension in the ribs. So it's more important to find the extension in the side body than to worry about touching your toes. And just breathe through it. And now let's exhale. We'll work into a little stargazer, a gentle back bend. And let's drop back down. Bringing both feet together for Baddha Konasana, which is one of our favorite hip openers. So the soles of the feet are together. You're drawing those heels towards your groin area. And then place the hands around the toes. So wrapping those toes with your hands. You're going to inhale and broaden through the chest, drawing the shoulder blades in. And at the same time, you're trying to drop those knees down onto the mat. So feeling the stretch in the torso and then the counter stretch in the hips. Gently, gently, just encouraging those hips to drop down a little bit further with each breath. Working into those hips, opening them up. Just hold and breathe. Keep gazing ahead. Very active pose. And a great hip opener. Now let's slowly release. We can flap our butterfly wings. And now keeping your left knee bent, let's open up to the right. Coming back into our wide-legged seated position. And we're gently going to drop down, coming into a side stretch on the other side. So again, encouraging that top shoulder just to rotate back. Elongating through the side body, coming into your side stretch, and then you can inhale, raising that arm up and dropping it down, finding a comfortable position, breathing into those tight spaces, Trying to extend through the side body. Keeping your foot flexed. Breathing through it. Now let's inhale to come up for a gentle stargazer, little back bend. And now we're going to move into pigeon on the other side of our mat. So just work with a comfortable seated position here, extending that back leg out behind you. Finding your seat, aligning the hips so that the weight is evenly distributed between both hips, settling into it. And when you found your comfortable position, let's raise that back foot up, sweeping the front arm up and over for a gentle little back bend and a quad stretch. Just hold and breathe, trying to bring that heel towards the glute, working into that quad. And now you can start to slowly return that foot to the mat. Come back to face the short edge of your mat. And when you're ready, walk your way down as you come to relax in your pigeon pose. Bringing the forward to rest on the hands. You can close your eyes and again just breathe through it. Feel that extension in the hips, but at the same time it's just a fantastic, restorative, relaxing yin pose. Connect to your breath. Now let's slowly start to come back up. Coming back onto your hands, tucking the toes under on your back leg. Inhale as you lift up and sweep that leg back up for three-legged dog. Find your three-legged dog, squeeze into it, lifting up that leg. And then exhale to return it to the mat for downward facing dog. Coming back into your downward dog, dropping back down, drawing those heels towards the mat, drawing chest towards the thigh. Just breathing through it, enjoying our dog. And now we're going to inhale and work into our high plank. Exhale, dropping down for chaturanga. And inhale for upward facing dog. Gently gazing ahead, activating those quads and those knees. Tucking the toes under and lifting back up into downward dog. Now we're going to walk our way to face the long edge of our mats. So just walk your way forward, coming into Prasarita Padottanasana. And we're going to heel toe back into our Malasana one more time. Gently sitting into our squat, opening up those hips. Take a nice long inhalation here and a long deep exhalation. And then we're going to drop down into a seated position, opening up those legs for Upavista Konasana. So this works into our hips and it allows us just to gain flexibility in the hamstrings, in the lower back as we ease into our forward fold. So let's just start with some breath work here. Just exhaling as you drop down, inhaling to come to center and exhaling as you drop down to the other side. Just work through it in your own rhythm. You should feel that gentle extension in your hamstrings. A nice restorative yet dynamic motion, connecting our breath with each movement. Getting into your own rhythm here. Now let's come back to center and we're slowly going to walk our way down. Breathing through it. Trying to find that extension and elongation in the back. Your feet are flexed. Zip up those knees to support the hamstrings in this pose. Your hips are nice and open. So just ease your way down, gently, gently, millimeter by millimeter, coming into your forward fold. Connecting to your breath, closing your eyes, and enjoying it. Now we're going to slowly walk our way back up to seated position, using the hands to support the knees, swinging your way around as we prepare for our final relaxation. So just gently lowering down vertebra by vertebra, coming to lie on your back. And draw that right knee into your chest, hugging that knee. We're going to open up to the side, so draw the knee towards your shoulder now. And just try and open up those hips a little bit more. We've worked our hips beautifully today. Taking hold of the ball of the foot for a half happy baby, just to open up a little bit further. And now you can straighten that leg, extending into it. Feeling that extension in the leg as well as in the hips, opening up a little bit further. And then returning that foot to the mat. Let's repeat on the left hand side, hugging that knee into your chest. Feeling the release in the lower back. And then drawing the knee towards the shoulder on the outside of the rib cage. Hold of the ball of the foot and ease into a half happy baby, opening up those hips. And now we're going to just extend a little bit further as we straighten that leg. Breathe into it, feeling that release. Returning that foot back to the mat. Move into one more full happy baby just to close our class, working with those hips, opening up and relaxing. And then again, if you want a deeper extension, you can straighten those legs here and just hold and breathe. Otherwise, stay in your happy baby pose. Breathing through it. And now very gently, let's return our feet to the mat, straightening out those legs as we come into Shavasana, our final relaxation. So dropping down, allowing the feet just to drop out to the sides. Your arms are by your side, you're resting on your knuckles, the palms are facing up. You can just gently move your head from side to side, releasing any tension in the neck. And then close your eyes and come back to your breath, completely relaxing. Remembering to try and really fill those lungs with every breath. So drawing that oxygenated air all the way down to the base of your lungs. And then deeply exhaling, slowing down your breathing, drawing the breath to the base of your lungs. We want to focus on deep breathing, not shallow breathing. So just be mindful of that. Connecting to your breath. Slowly become aware of our bodies on our mat, so rubbing the fingers and thumbs together, bringing the legs together and pointing those toes. Inhaling and extending the arms up above our heads, so reaching into it, feeling that extension. And then exhale and drop down, bringing your knees into your chest and hugging those knees, rocking from side to side, massaging your back. And now we're going to slowly roll over onto one side into fetal position. And then very carefully come up to sitting on your mats. Cross the legs, find a comfortable seat. Inhale and extend those arms up. One more time. And exhale as you bring the hands down to heart center. Namaste. Thank you for sharing the class with me, and have a beautiful day. Take care.